Live now.
Take it all the way down.
Yeah.
Wow. Jeff, what's going on, bud?
Oh, not that much, Ken. I'm back. Everybody's asking, where's Jeff?
Last week, it was complicated for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Continue.
Well,
Pretty smooth to me.
Don't worry, I'm here. It's Friday, February 7th. It's 11:03 a.m. Today we're discussing all the new NAMM releases.
Yay.
Lots of new fun things to talk about. And because of that, we have Joe Naylor here with us today.
Hey.
Joe.
And as always, Ken.
As always. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. John and I are the constants, kind of. You know what I mean? The rest of you guys kind of
Take it
rotate
easy.
out.
Miss a day every now and then. Sue me. Gee whiz.
How
Well,
is
take it
everyone?
away, man.
Yeah, no, all right. No, I'll take it away. Yeah, because of all the requests on Reddit, we're just going to start with the old Eastsider E. Joe, Eastsider E, can you dig it?
Yeah, man. It's, well, we took the Anderson,
We did.
put the rail in the bridge.
And the rail is from the Eastsider Custom that we launched last year.
Yes, sir. It is probably hotter than a regular telly pickup. A little fatter, though. Almost sounds like a cross between a telly pickup and like a PAF.
Yes,
Yes.
it does. The full humbucker mode, which is what this is fat. And
Yeah.
it takes the pedal like there's no tomorrow. But that's just part of the magic.
Yes, yes.
Because when we go here, when we go towards the volume control, what is happening? You did something special here.
Well, what's going on there is it's like similar to if you rolled off the bass contour control on a standard Reverend, okay? So when you go to that bridge position, you get single coil type sound, but you don't have any hum, so it's kind of cool. Right there.
And you don't get the volume loss that is necessarily associated with
Coil
tap.
tap. Yeah. It's
Or-
you get a little bit on the low end, but that's it.
Yeah. And with the mild overdrive, I mean that's authentic as hell. Sorry, the tube screamer was a little louder than the Charlie there, John. I really, man. I didn't get a chance to spend any time with this before the show.
No, it's fun.
Yeah, it's really fun. And then all the way towards the neck.
Okay, so you go towards the neck, and it's more of a muted, similar to like a neck pickup, but not quite as whoopy as that. So it's just sort of a rounder, more muted tone. So the wiring's based on the original, like, can I even say the word?
The East Squire.
East Squire, yes.
Yeah,
Made by the F Company back in the 50s.
We really wanted to call it the East Squire, and we chickened out at the last minute.
Yeah, we did. It's probably a smart idea, though.
And the muted thing does a cool thing too, and I think it does a really cool thing with the gain. Not quite the wah thing of the phase.
Yeah, but a little bit nasally.
But
there.
a little
Yeah.
nasally, as opposed to the humbucker. Yeah, that's it. I'm keeping this one.
Well, wait, hang on. Chris Van Sickle wants you to bring that one to Asheville, please.
Oh, all right, Chris. I'll bring it to Asheville.
That
Yeah.
one's you can get another one.
The good news is this was very heavily demoed through those beautiful car amps at the NAMM show, but the plastic remained on the pickguard, and the plastic has got a lot of pick scratches on it and stuff. But I bet you peel that plastic off, and this baby looks pretty clean.
Did Pete play that one?
It survived pretty well at the NAMM show. Pete played them both.
Yeah.
Because we had the satin yellow one at the NAMM show that actually
That's right,
had
yeah.
his Alnico pickup in the bridge.
Okay.
Because Pete wanted to hear what they sounded like, and it was sweet. Yeah. Yeah. Pete. We always get a visit from Pete at the NAMM show.
Sure do.
You know what, my favorite part about the visit this year was that he forgot we were doing this. And he was like, oh, dude, that's cool. Like, we told you it was going to be cool, man. Pete, what a legend. All right, we're trading. There we go. We got our Reddit request out of the way.
You want this one?
Sure, why not? Here, you can hold this. Oh. Joe, what is this?
I think that's the Brian Malixi
Malixi?
signature model from the band Hot Mulligan.
Hot Molly. Oh, somebody at the show tuned this a whole step down.
Wasn't me. It wasn't me, I swear.
Just to mess with me. So listen, sidebar. It's cold in Ohio, and in our studio, our little mini split furnace cannot keep up. So it is probably, well, it was probably 45 degrees in here last night overnight. I think we may have got this thing up into the mid-50s today. And as a result, all of these guitars are slightly flat. But this one, since somebody really decided to crank it down at the show, and in case you're wondering, I got all these guitars out the other day, and I did not sit here and tune them all. I'm sorry, and the boys have been busy, so.
Traveled all the way from California. A lot of climate change.
What we got going on? Ryan's been playing a Jetstream 390 for 8 years, 7 years, 8 years. It's his favorite. And when we started talking about the idea of putting his name on a model, that was his first choice. And then Naylor suggested the reverse headstock because Naylor and I love the look of a reverse headstock, don't we?
Because we love Jimmy.
And Ryan was into it. Ryan has a black Jetstream 390 that we put gold hardware on for him. Like, he wanted that really bad, and he actually found some tuners that worked and stuff, and so we started doing it. And then when this came up, we had already started working with Vern, and we had some gold hardware going already.
Yes, sir.
Tuners and the input jack, of course. And so with this, the prototype that I put pictures of up on the internet last weekend actually had chrome screws for the pole pieces. And so as we developed this guitar, we got all of the gold stuff that was necessary to put this together. Triple tree, all of the screws have been converted to gold. The only thing that's not gold on this, and I've been asked this a couple times, these are stainless steel saddles on the Wilkinson, which we like for initial attack and sustain, and also for string longevity. I've been using stainless steel saddles since I was playing like American Standard stuff in the late 80s, right?
And they're durable, they don't rust out. And all that,
the in-between position on the Jetstream 390 is killer. The quack position, so-called, right? And then we have a studio switch on here, if I'm not mistaken.
it's the middle one.
And so you can get the traditional sort of bridge neck thing. And all three are on if you go
Same time,
which gets a little squishy.
Yeah, it's almost like an acoustic clean sound. It's good for that.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, kind of compressed.
I wish I knew how to play that hold music from my bank. I'd whip that out right here on that. That'd be sweet. I wish Ryan was here. No offense. You're great.
Hey, man.
You're a great guy, dude. But Ryan's kind of awesome, you know?
He is.
Maybe Ryan will come visit us in the next few weeks or something.
Yeah, he's my half Filipino, bro.
He is here, yeah. Well, look at, and this, of course, this color was created around Ryan.
So,
was that his idea?
It was the gold sparkle. He wanted the big flakes, right? And Brian got what he wanted.
And it's over like a white base as opposed to over a black or gold base, so it really pops and looks really, really bright. I mean, this is This is one of the cooler colors that we've dropped. I think in the history of the company, it's pretty badass.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
So-
that studio switch.
Yeah.
I know somebody's going to ask. I'm going to answer it anyhow.
Yeah, fire
So
away.
when you pull that up,
Yeah.
no matter what position the pickup selector is in, the neck and the bridge pickups come on together at the same time. So no matter where that 5-way switch is, your neck and your bridge pickup both come on.
So if you're in the middle and you pull it up, you've got
three.
all three.
You got all three. If you're in the neck and pull it up, then you got neck and bridge.
Yeah, understood.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So is that different from the studio switch on like the Eastsider, or do they function like
No,
that?
everything that we have it on now is exactly like that. I think one of the Reeves models has it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and any 3 pickup Eastsider.
Now, Joe, does it make a difference if you're in the bridge position and pull it, or neck position and pull it tone-wise, or is it always
No,
going to be the same?
no, it'll be the same. Yeah. So yeah, studio switch. It's we actually did that back on the U.S. ones. As
Yeah.
it was an option you could add on if you had a 3 pickup guitar. Yeah.
Yeah, on like a slingshot,
Yeah.
slingshot custom.
Yeah.
I recall. Yeah.
But it's like an old 90s mod, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Coming in other colors?
Oh, John wants to know if it comes in other colors. Yeah, it comes in an absolutely gorgeous mulberry mist, which we did that limited run double agent last year in the mulberry mist color and sold through them very, very quickly. And Ryan saw that. He was like, what? And the mulberry mist with the gold hardware and the gold pickguard is a special beast.
It's a stunner.
Actually, it's a stunner, yeah, 100%. Oh, there's so much more to do here. Where should we go? Since I have John here, maybe we should talk about the Triad bass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is it?
I got one over here.
I got you, Joe.
Oh, there's a 4 and a 5.
Yeah. I got one over here that's not going to be in tune. That middle position is special.
It's Rocky.
It's Skronky?
Yeah.
Like,
That's
so
what I'm going.
bridge. And then bridge middle. And that middle, here it is. And neck middle.
That's cool too.
It's really cool. Amp is set up just flat, by the way. We didn't really, I want to try to put the sound of the instrument out there. Neck only. There's like the Triad 4-string, there's 5.
There's a lot to work with.
There's a lot to work with. There's
Yeah.
5 very usable sounds, and
Yeah.
they all have kind of a distinct mid-range that sets them apart from one another. I've mentioned this on here before. When we prototyped the 4-string bass, do you remember? Like, Joe's original concept was 3 master volumes in a tone.
Yes.
And we played around with that a little bit. There's 1 or 2 of those out there in the world, and it was...
I mean, that would have been the conventional bass thing to do, right? Because
Right,
how many basses have a 5-way?
Yeah.
But I thought, you know what? Let's just try this and see what happens.
And
It's clean. It's so clean. You know, you
Yeah.
can get 5 different tones, just boom, boom, boom. You don't have to mess around with the knobs.
That was the thing.
Yeah.
Like, that version of the bass had all of those sounds in it.
Yeah.
But you did have to, like, fiddle with it a lot in order to get them to come. And
Yeah.
this is really interesting because there's, you can hear very distinctly all 5 tones. And I love what's going on this one in particular.
Yeah.
You do the roasted maple and walnut thing, and this bass that we took
That
to the
flame
NAMM
is
show.
wild.
Look at that flame in that middle section. Isn't that cool? What does the back of yours look like? Yeah, it's going
Little
on
bit.
there too. We get this like
Little
really
bit on the side.
distinctive look on Mr. Joey, they just do a wonderful job on the 5-string basses, I'm telling you. The compliment that I get on both of our 5 strings, the Mercalli 5 and this bass, is that the low B string doesn't feel like an afterthought. bass players, I am not a bass player, so I always feel stupid when I'm sitting here like demoing bass stuff. But what the pros tell me, the TJ Armstrongs and Andy Irvines of the world, tell me when they're playing this bass, it feels like it was designed as a 5-string. And that we didn't just throw a low B string on something we were already doing, like it was actually thought about. Joe, you care to comment on that? I mean, that is your department.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get the right spacing and width and nut width and all that to make it comfortable, right?
Yeah.
And this is still a 34-inch scale. There was a movement a few years ago on the 5s where everybody was doing like a 35. Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
I think our Hauser
The original Hauser was that.
was
yeah.
35, but now everybody's gone back to 34 and realized that's the truth.
Yeah.
You just got to make sure you get a pretty hefty string on the low there, and you're good to go.
We're doing a 125.
Yeah. So it feels really comfy.
That bridge on that low.
Yeah, the thing growls.
Somebody has it tuned down to C for us, or down to A. I mean, just to be fun.
Probably those metal kids.
Those metal kids. Gnarly. That was the middle, man.
Yeah, that's cool.
This bass, I mean, I called him out at the NAMM show, and I'll call him out here again. We have a great endorser in Nashville, TJ Armstrong, who over the years and from all the NAMM shows that we did in Nashville for all those years, and then from Dallas guitar shows, because he plays bass for the absolutely legendary Ripper Johnny Hyland.
Yes, and the Mummies too.
That's where we met him. Yeah, he's done some Mummies. I think during the NAMM show he was doing a cruise, like some sort of rock cruise with the band. And he is a very, very active pro player. The guy's a monster.
Great player.
Great player.
Yeah.
And he loves his Triad. And so he was. A couple people had come to us aggressively about doing the Triad at a 5-string, but he was the one that came at us with both barrels, you know.
He did.
Yeah, and so I have to get one of these off to him, but I don't know if he's home, you know. But he's
Send it to the sea, man.
He might be
Just
watching.
send it to TJ Armstrong,
International
care
waters.
of Boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go find him.
And then for proper bass demos, just so everybody knows, we are planning on having Andy Irvine back in the spring. I'm hopefully, we talked about maybe doing something in April when we saw him at the NAMM show, and Andy hasn't been in here yet. So we really need to get Andy in here and lay out a bunch of proper bass demos on all this stuff, including the new stuff that we have. So you can look forward to more bass stuff. Does anybody have any questions about the bass, or anybody want to? Anything? Oh yeah, everybody keeps talking about putting the studio switch on this, so we'll discuss that in earnest.
Yeah, maybe we should be putting it on the 3 pickup guitars in general.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll talk about that. I don't know if everybody wants it or not. You know.
Well,
It's a cool
here's a
feature.
poll. Here's a poll. We're going to see in the comments of this video who wants it.
Well,
and
Brian
we have-
Forsythe's asking about it, essentially.
There's one already.
Yeah.
The traditional
I never
jazz
even thought
pickups
about it
are
on
neck
a
and bridge
bass,
only.
but that might be cool.
Yeah.
He said he's seen some other players modding their triads to enable that. So
Guess we got to keep up.
everyone needs to send their triad 5s back. We'll mod them all for everyone.
We do. We gotta keep up.
We got to keep up.
Yeah. All right.
We created
What's
this
next?
monster.
Yeah, we did create this monster.
You're muted.
I'm muted. All right. Well, that's cool. I'm out of the bass world. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. John, can you? Sorry, guys.
Switch.
Naylor, why don't we let's talk about these bad boys.
Oh.
We got one right within arm's length.
These
Oh,
are-
you got the cool one right within arm's length there.
These
Man, does that look good.
are cool.
Does that look good with your outfit?
Oh yeah.
Look at you.
Oh man, so I can keep this. Right?
See how he rolls?
That's how you both roll. So
Is that how we both roll?
Yeah.
You were going to keep the Eastsider.
I'm keeping the Esquire
Matches your
because
outfit,
it
too.
No, that
matches
one's
my
sold.
outfit. Yeah, right.
That one's sold.
That must be how today works.
Well,
Ken
I know
is
a
wearing
guy. We'll
satin
get a good
black
deal.
today.
Yeah, totally, 100%. I know a girl actually probably take care of us.
There you
You
go.
got to call it the sales lady, right? Is JJ, JJ, are you watching today? Hi, how are you? She was like, Naylor's going to be there? She was all excited.
Oh, hey, JJ.
So maybe she's in.
Jumpsuit Jenkins.
Yeah, this is the Sensei H90. And we're, I'll say it here so that everybody knows what's happening and why we're not calling it the Sensei DA. This is a humbucker and RP90. And this has been, it's been the most popular pickup arrangement across the Reverend line for years. And the double agent, it started with the double agent in 2007 or 8, I believe, when you did this on the Charger. And we were in the naming clementure has changed a lot over the years. I know some of the people that watch this show are like into this kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And so the naming thing, my thought on this has always been, because the phenolic guitars were all the same, and the only thing that differentiated them were the names, that when we started with the solid body stuff, with the stuff from Mir, and we only had a couple of body shapes at first, the Jetstream body and the Charger body, before we started even doing the Setnex, you started naming things off the pickups again. And so that was where the name double agent for the Charger came from.
Yes.
Because of the two different pickups. As we've moved on, that has gotten very confusing. and because we started doing that pickup arrangement on more, so we have like the double agent, which is a Charger H90, really. But the double agent is a Charger, and the other double agent is on a Jetstream. And then we started doing the Warhawk double agent and the Sensei double agent and all these things. And for us internally, even just on paper, and we're describing stuff to your dealers who haven't been following us for 20 years or more, they're getting confused. And so we've decided to start calling it out by its pickup naming.
So what he's saying is anything that says DA, at some point it's going to become
Yeah,
H90.
we're going to stop saying double agent at some point.
Yeah, H90 will be the...
And go with H90. So that's why the Senseis are called the H90 instead of the Sensei double agent. This is a brand new color that we are calling Chronic Blue Burst, and it is wicked. This was...
Is that a backsprayed pickguard there?
This is a backsprayed pickguard in deep sea blue, and this was an idea that Joe came up with our customer service guy, who many of you have talked to, Tim Cornick, up in the office there. And Tim monitors what's going on across the industry, and then Tim also has pretty good taste.
Yeah.
And so Joe and Tim have been talking about a lot of color stuff lately, and this was one that Joe, obviously agreed on, because here it is, and the pearl to the Chronic Blue is just a great look, and
a beauty.
And this gives a pop of color.
We wanted to get some popping, some lighter and more, more popping colors for the Setnex in general.
Yeah.
I mean, before we were doing these colors mostly on the bolt-ons because they tend to lean a little more the old Fender stuff. But
Yes.
We wanted to do stuff that was a little lighter and more colorful in the Setnex, and we thought we'd start with this, the Sensei.
Yeah. And it makes sense with the pickup arrangement too, because it's
Yeah.
a pickup arrangement that crosses both things. Once again,
We're calling this Army Green, correct?
yes, we
Yes,
are.
and
that
this is a-
backspray gold.
Backsprayed gold pickguard. So yeah, pretty cool.
Oh, they got to this one too, John. There was a metallurgist playing the Senseis at the NAMM show. I apologize. Hey, I have everybody at 11 a.m. tune into YouTube and watch Ken tune guitars.
While you're tuning, I'll try and reach over and grab this one
What up?
without disconnecting my microphone.
You got another.
Or could I just ask you up?
That's that P90 tone. I mean, there it is with a little bit of overdrive. It's a rock machine, dude.
Nice. And the Sensei's always been one of our top rock guitars for sure. But with that P90, I think it's going to be pretty versatile.
That's the set neck thing does. You get a little bit more emphasis, I think, on the lower mids.
Yes.
On the neck pickup, and with the bolt-on, as I'm about to do, you get a little more emphasis on the lower mids, even with the same pickup arrangement. So this is the most popular guitar in the Reverend line, many years running the double agent OG, which we put this colorway on as well, and the same sort of rock tones on the neck. I mean, clean, you can really hear the difference in the mids. Middle. Bridge. Let's do that Sensei real fast. I'll do the same thing. So if you guys tune back into this later, if you want to hear that clean sound back to back, you can rewind and check it out. What did I drop?
Car keys in it.
Cool.
Who cares?
Here
Don't need those.
is the neck. It's warmer, for sure.
Yeah, it's rounder.
Yeah. Bridge. The difference between the neck and the bridge is ridiculous. It's one of those things when I was, 18, 20 years ago, I used to do a Friday night in a cover band here in town every week, and it was kind of fun because I didn't really know any of the songs. And I used to just sort of follow along and had an amazing bass player behind me who would just yell keys at me. And there would be times when I would have to cover, acoustic things. And I actually sort of figured out how to use two pickups in a guitar in that era for a little while. And then I left it behind, and I'm back to the bridge pickup on everything I do all the time.
Right.
But having the bass contour control in the P90, I mean, really lets you do a
that's
very,
nice right there.
very Fendery. Yeah. I mean, I rolled off the bass contour about halfway, and we're on the neck pickup, and it's a really nice, clean.
Chiming.
Right? And then, boy, you can just hit the switch and. Am I right?
Shout out to Tom Schultz.
There we go.
Jeff loves Boston, and so we've been almost as much as he loves Steely Dan. So we had
Not even close.
We had a big Boston conversation here earlier.
How did I get roped into this?
I don't know,
it was a
man.
pedal.
You did. Yeah, I got a pedal from my friend Tommy Roberts at Tone Shop in Texas, and just if you just as a warning to everyone, if you're good friends with Tommy, who is an absolutely great guy, by the way, longtime friend of the company. If you tell him, you don't even have to tell him, if you just post on social media that you like something, he'll send you one. It's true. Yeah. And that's how I got the MXR Tom Schultz Rocktron pedal, which we haven't even plugged in yet, and I'm sitting here playing Boston without them.
Been busy.
That's just stupid, really.
Yeah, we should probably end the show here, huh?
Yeah.
Before we mess up any further.
Yeah, everything just got kind of dumb, didn't
Yeah, I'm pissed.
it?
Any other colors for that one?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, right.
Periwinkle Burst is crushing, and we've started putting backsprayed silver pickguards on the Periwinkle Burst, which is gorgeous. Obviously, the Army Green, and then right next to Joe here, I mean, there's a fourth color for this model because that's how cocky we were about this guitar,
Cocky.
right? And this is transparent white with the gold pickguard, which is
Look at that.
obviously beautiful.
beautiful.
It's beautiful. This colorway has been really, really popular on the Jetstream with the Retroblast pickups, and also the Descent W features the transparent white with the gold guard, and those have been doing so well that we decided to try it on this and also on the Dub King bass this year. Dub King basses are coming in transparent, white and black with backsprayed gold pickguards, and they're beautiful. They're beautiful! I said so. Last week I spent a lot of time talking about that Bobby Balch over there, but maybe why don't we have, Jeff, why don't you grab me Reeves's guitar?
Be honored.
Yeah.
While I'm at it, I'll bring Reeves over too.
Oh,
baby Reeves.
Yeah, baby Reeves.
Good guy.
I love it.
Right here.
I know.
He's gonna sit there and shake his head no. while-
Yeah, he is going to sit
When
there
you
and
play
shake his head
poorly.
no. He's going to be like, oh, this guy's horrible. But, oh, you're holding that Dub King. That's cute. I like that too. Now, this is just a teeny weeny bit off. It doesn't appear that a metallurgist tuned this down to C at the NAMM show, which is possible. But we are very, very proud to announce the hardtail version of the Reeves Gabrels Spacehawk. I have told the Spacehawk story a million times sitting in this chair because it's one of my favorite Naylor design stories. I was able to sit in Joe's office with both Reeves and Joe and watch them put a sort of semi-transparent drafting piece of paper and put the original Man Ray and the Sensei on top of one another, pull a sheet over it, and Naylor start sketching this out. And then Reeves had some pretty specific pickguard ideas, and I mean, once you got started, it came together in about 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, we
I
kind
mean,
of...
you refine things, but the basic concept was done pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean, we had something to base it on, the original Man Ray, correct? And,
Right.
and Reeves knows what he wants, and he knows what he likes. So he can tell you pretty much exactly what he wants.
Yeah.
He understands guitars. He has, he's technically understands guitars. He works on guitars, so he has a pretty solid idea of what he needs. This one's cool because he didn't want it to feed back too much, so we didn't put an F-hole in it. So this is a sealed body, even though there's big chambers in there.
Yeah.
It's got a block of wood down the middle. And then we also put the arm contour, which you don't see too often on a semi-hollow style guitar like this.
Yes.
But this time we took the Bigsby off and put the two-pneumatic and put the standard
Yeah, Reverend
Alnico humbuckers.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of guys who didn't really want the Bigsby or didn't need it, and they wanted more of a traditional setup. And so that scratches that itch for sure.
And I don't know this for sure, but Reeves is doing. I'd love to get Reeves in here and ask him these questions personally. Reeves has been doing this gig with a band called the Doom Dogs, which is unbelievable, and it's mostly an improv thing.
Yeah.
And he has an old. There's this brand that's been around for like 175 years. It starts with a G.
Oh,
Gretsch.
yeah.
Are you familiar?
gotta
No,
be
it's
Gretsch.
not Gretsch, but it might be Gretsch.
Gibbles?
But they're
Guitars.
They're kind of guitar. That's it. And but they do like a 24 3/4 scale neck thing very famously, and he has a early 70s custom version of something that they do, and this came out in the Doom Dogs a few times this year. And there was something about the traditional Alnico humbuckers that was, I think, hitting him the right way in that band.
Yeah, for that band.
And the hardtail too, because there's a slightly. I don't have a Bigsby version of this guitar to play here, but there is a slightly more aggressive initial attack with the hardtail for sure. And Reeves knows all the tricks. He knows the bending behind the nut and how to get the right tones out of different areas of the guitar. He's a wizard, And so this sort of combination of specifications was ticking the box for him this year. And our Alnico humbuckers sound terrific. I mean, they're balanced, terrific. In this guitar, they really sound great. We left, of course, the on-off switches on there for him to do on-off things. Plus, when you're on a giant stage like he is in a band like The Cure, and he runs some pretty big amps in The Cure still. It's nice for him to be able to just toggle the whole guitar off in between songs. And this thing just takes gain well. It just sings so great. Three-way switches up top. can hear with the gain, you can hear that sort of round thing going in the initial attack. And on the low end of the guitar, it's not as aggressive as his rail hammers are. So it does a really cool, like classic rock kind of tone with the tube screamer. This might be a little bit louder. That's wicked.
Now that one's got a phase switch on it.
It does, yeah. So when you're in the middle, you can push, pull. There it is.
Oh, that's cool. It sounds like a Jeff Beck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really, with the tube screamer, yeah. So the phase switch, both when the pickups are out of phase, there's certain frequencies that get canceled. So when you are playing clean and you pull it out of phase, you can really feel the volume.
Yeah.
Which is its own like great sound for like funk tones.
Yeah.
But when you're playing with a lot of gain, like I'll go back to my Standby Angry Charlie. Here's both pickups on, and you pull it out of phase. Because of all the compression in the pedal, you don't get nearly the volume loss, but it really does the sort of Brian May. It's a great sound.
You know, almost like a wah-wah
Yeah.
cock position, you know. Yeah. Cock position on a wah-wah.
Language. So this is ushering in a new era of Spacehawks.
Yeah.
The original version's been around for 10 years or so. Going on 10 years, I think, next year. Reeves has been in The Cure for 10 years now, over 10 years, which is incredible. He has his own thing, which is the best. And we are doing this in metallic red and the metallic black sparkle, which we don't have one out here, but that's just the way it worked. I don't know where that one is. That might have gone home with somebody already, right? And
Seems like it.
Could be you.
could be me. Fear not. If you like the Bigsby version of this guitar, there are a handful of them left. See your local Reverend dealer, and we can certainly hook that up. And yeah. What else we got, boys? This is fantastic.
Huh.
I mean, oh yeah, there sure is. Here, I'll trade you for that. Oh, just, yeah, sure. Give me that blue one. That
Let's
blue
take the
one's
Bob.
So over the years, we have had, yes, and you can make that, Bob. Over the years, we have done a Charger 290 with the Bigsby as limited edition instruments kind of across the board. We started by doing it for a couple of dealers. In 2014 and 15, I think the Bigsby limited edition Charger was an exclusive for Chicago Music Exchange. And that might have been
I owned one.
one of the, did you really?
Yeah, and the, what was it, Superior Blue?
Man,
Jeff approved, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Did you get that from Chicago Music Exchange? That
No,
was-
I got it from here.
Did you really?
Sure did, yeah.
Wow, cool.
Did you pay for it?
We don't talk about that.
Garage door was open, man.
Yeah, man. Cat's away.
And this has always been kind of a go-to when we're doing limited editions for somebody, and we always go through them quickly, and we had finally had enough of that, so here you go. Here's our production run, very own Bigsby version of the Reverend Classic Charger 290. We are doing it in the gorgeous Chronic Blue with the deep sea blue back-sprayed pickguard. We are also doing this in Army Green with the gold and
there we go.
other colors as well. What are the other colors, Jeff? Look at that bad boy.
Yep, there it is.
There it is. We hit this in that transparent white as well?
We sure did. But
Yeah.
We don't have one back here.
Yeah, no,
No, we don't.
I mean,
Everybody closes their eyes, though.
I brought like 40 guitars back here, man. I mean, come on. We're not going to call out the one
Whatever,
I
man.
didn't bring, you know what I mean?
Too late.
I love it. Little fire hose harmonics for you there.
Ah, yeah, I recognize that song.
Yeah, yeah. I love the both pickups on this. I also like the bass contour control being located up top. I know some of our really super aggressive punk rock pickers don't like having that up there, but then They don't use it anyway.
I mean, if you're picking onto the neck, that's tough. I mean, it's,
Yeah?
I can't, my own personal playing, I can't imagine it ever getting in the way. That's
There you
just
go.
me, though.
Well, and
Maybe I'm perfect.
your right hand goes over the neck a lot when you play.
But that's for tapping and not picking.
I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it get in the way, though, when you're doing that?
No, but I also don't own any charger bodies anymore.
Okay.
I'm a Jetstream boy.
You're a Jetstream boy.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. We're putting the soft touch spring on everything. You can hear, I mean,
Which goes back to Reeves as well.
sure does.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the original Spacehawk with the Bigsby Reeves brought us some springs from the clutch of a Triumph motorcycle. Remember that?
Yes, he brought some samples for us, and then we took those to a manufacturer, and they copied it.
Yeah.
And the rest is Bigsby Spring history,
It is, yeah.
at least for us.
We do sell a lot of Bigsby springs. Uh-oh, who's chiming in? If these guys are, look at these guys back here.
Just thinking about stuff.
Did we with the
Probably lunch.
Yeah, I think we did. I think we also.
Wow. Yeah, they're making lunch plans while we're here on the spot. That's pretty cool.
Well, we're working.
What do you?
Someone's commenting about the colors on there.
Seth chimed in. There's also a Venetian Gold Charger 290.
With the root beer guard.
Yes.
Yeah, which was the same sort of colorway as our double agent limited edition from last year, of which we still have a few. Bitchin' guitar. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes. I'm putting those on the road today to a young lady who I'd like to do some videos for us. Can't wait.
Not focus. There you go.
I did a whole. I'm afraid. Oh, nice. I did a whole show. I did the whole show last week on the Balch, and Bobby chimed in.
Did he?
Well, yeah. Were you afraid? Put the trem on that when you did that. What thought ran through your head when I called you and said Bob saw Vern's guitar and wants a Floyd?
Well, I mean, Bob said he wanted a tremolo, and of course our first thought was, well, it has to be a Floyd, right? I mean, it's Bob Balch. It's heavy. Let's go.
Yeah.
Got to be a Floyd.
Yeah.
And we had already started putting them on Vern's, so we had the hookup. And so we told him, let's try a Floyd, and he says, yeah, let's do it.
And he loves it.
And we done did, and there it is.
There it is.
I spent quite a bit of time with the new Sun and Sail Club this week. It's crushing.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. And Bob does a little jazz intro and outro to the record on his very limited and rare Pete Anderson PA1 HB hardtail.
Oh yeah.
He has a Violin Brown non-Bigsby PA1, which can be heard on the new Sun and Sail Club record. It's pretty sweet.
Well, considering Bob can pretty much play any
Anything.
style, that does make sense.
Totally.
Of course, he's going to put a jazz intro
Yeah,
on
I know.
a
He
stoner
rips.
metal
Did a little
record.
Henry Mancini thing in the outro too.
Did he?
Wine and Roses, Days of Wine and Roses. Kind of
Yeah.
awesome.
Go, Bob.
I know. I like that. I like all that shit. Did I
Yeah.
say shit? I swore. Sorry, I swore.
You always do that, Ken.
Do I always swear here?
Got a potty mouth, bud.
I do have a bit of a potty mouth. Yeah. We had a hell of a NAMM show this year. There's some other stuff
We did.
lying around here. I don't think we're gonna grab them all, but I can reach it. I'll show you. There's new colors on the Thunder Gun. We've got a red one over there, which is absolutely awesome.
What do we got hiding back here,
And
Ken?
hiding back there, we also have a double agent. If that double agent and this Thunder Gun look great together. Metallic silver frieze with back sprayed.
Come on. Your band needs this.
Yeah, metallic silver frieze with back sprayed gunmetal.
Bad to the bone.
Yeah, bad, absolutely bad.
that is
to the
beautiful.
bone. 6-gun HPP in the new Chronic Blue Burst. There it is. Can you dig it? I can dig it. And yeah, and then
Man,
of
I
course,
really
the
like
shirt.
this color scheme here.
I really like that too.
The way the cream plastic pops on that body with that pick guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is cool.
And you know what's funny is we just we've been doing a metallic silver frieze double Agent W for a couple of years, just with our with the black plastic
Yeah,
rollaway thing
yeah.
that we were doing. The only thing we changed was the plastic on that guitar when we went into production this year, and it looks like a brand new.
Yeah.
It looks like a completely different instrument.
It does.
I like the way the cream P90 cover and the headstock. I like the cream plastic with the headstock, like popping it all. I think it just
Yeah,
looks
with the rosewood in
Yeah, it
between.
ties in real nice.
Yeah, the gunmetal thing is awesome. But I have a Greg here. I have a Gristle ST here. Greg is going to be doing stuff with Allman Betts Band. Did you know that?
Yeah, I saw that.
They're
He's going
going
out
out.
with
They're
them.
going
Yeah.
out for a big tour. They're doing multiple shows. Cock Martial Trio, and Greg will be playing with that band as well. He gets
Oh,
up,
will he? Okay.
Oh, he gets up and plays with that band all the time.
Yeah.
And when you see him playing with the Betts band, and if he's up there with them, not playing a Reverend, and he's playing some sort of other brand guitar, keep in mind that that other brand guitar is real from the 50s, which is kind of neat.
Oh, yeah.
And he
Well,
called me,
yeah.
and he's like, dude, I'm getting, because that band has a collection of vintage instruments. It's absolutely terrifying, of course, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
And
makes
Greg
sense.
Greg gets to sample those vintage instruments a little bit, which I'm jealous. I think that's pretty neat. This guitar is fantastic. And Greg, if you're watching, or Greg fans are watching this, it's time for Greg to come in, do one of these
Yeah,
shows.
put that thing through the paces.
Put this thing through the paces. Really give us another demo of this. When we launched it, we did a demo video here with it, which is cool. But now that he's been out touring with it for 6 months or so, I'm seeing him do some tricks on this guitar that I think are fantastic. That I want him to come in here and do for us.
Boy, I'd love to see him bust out a Hendrix tune on that thing. Huh?
Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. All right, so
Need a hand, Joe?
before he's got two.
You got stands up in there.
He's got two hands. Before we
Thanks, though, Joe.
depart, who's got questions for Joe? Joe only gets down here about once a quarter, so if you can think of anything you want to ask him in the next 3 months, just go ahead and fire away. He's here for you.
Yeah. Sorry, I got to do some scrolling here.
Oh, you're scrolling.
You know,
Scroll.
some of these were just answered, just organically, which is pretty neat.
Oh, that's cool. Apparently, we got to some of the questions already.
Actually, you know what? Get rid of this one.
All right,
Yeah,
you got stands right
Stand
next
right
to you,
next
pal.
to you there.
Oh. Duh.
See some acrobatics. So Ingrid Cold wants to know what happened to the Matt West signature. He knows several people looking for one in outfield Ivy.
Weird. It's changing. And unfortunately, we have sold out of all of the original versions of the Matt West model. We don't have any left in stock, so you would be looking for new old stock at a dealer. But outfield Ivy was a color ago, so that's been a couple years. So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
might be a tall order. Sorry, but man, the new one is.
Yeah, it's a whole different animal.
It's a whole different animal.
Yeah.
It's really, really cool. I love our artist program. I like the thing I like about it the most is that when the artist tastes change, or when their gig changes, like as in Reeves getting the Cure gig and needing the Spacehawk, or even when we work with somebody for a while as they're like Matt, where their taste changes in guitars or there's something that they want to try, we're here for that. And we'll move on and stay with them because we want to make the guitar that they're using in their gig, which prompted us to do something new with Matt, which hopefully you all dig. I actually haven't heard from him since we sent him the prototype, so this whole conversation might have been a complete waste of time.
Oh, he's gonna like it.
Joe's confident.
I'm guaranteeing that.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, Matt.
Eric wants to know if everyone in the setup shop does the Floyds or just ZSG.
John Zenz is answering that question for you with the nod of his head right now. We had a fairly extensive and deep Floyd training session for everyone. Oh, now John's giving me maybe it
Wow.
wasn't that extensive. Trial by fire, is that what you're saying?
We figured it out.
Yeah, everybody's figured it out. It's on board. We are using a very, very high quality Floyd Rose bridge on these guitars. We went with their Pro, and it's very, very nice. And as a result of that, I think it's a little easier to set up than some of like the cheaper versions of them that are out there because it's so sturdy and stable to begin with. Everybody here is pretty much cottoned on for show.
Yeah.
You have something to say, Joe?
Well, I was gonna say the Floyd. It's a little more involved setting one up.
Of course.
Not exactly rocket science though, but if you have the correct tools, it's really not that hard to set up. And the thing is, once you set them up, they're locked in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, they just stay that way until you break a string, pretty much.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and through multiple string changes. It's the same thing with the Wilkinson bridge. I mean, because on the Wilkinson, the saddles lock as well. Mm-hmm. So once you set it up and lock the saddles down, they don't move on you. So if you don't change string gauges, you don't really need to mess with the bridge anymore once you set it up properly to begin with. And it's the same thing with the Verns. I love the fact that we're setting these up with 10s in-house instead of 9s because it just makes the guitar. I love the feel of the Floyd with 10s on it because it's stiffer, but you really get that springy thing when you do the flutter and
it bounces back different.
It bounces back different, and also being a 24 3/4 scale guitar as the Vern is and the Bob is.
Yeah.
The 10s to me feel a lot better on it than 9s do. 9s feel a little floppy to me on the shorter scale length.
I agree, yeah.
But yeah, we've got everybody dialed in. I haven't played one that I've been like, ooh. I mean, I think they're awesome. So
Cool. Jesky Hopkins is chiming in with a deep cut here for Joe.
Uh-oh.
As an industry innovator and a relatively good shot with the crossbow, what do you want the person 70 years from now who's plugging into a Rocco or a Superdrive 60 or an Airsonic for the first time to be thinking about your efforts?
What was the last part?
What do you want these people 70 years from now who might be plugging in a Rocco or a Superdrive 60 or an Airsonic to be thinking about your efforts on those things?
Boy, that is a deep one.
It really is.
I haven't really considered what
What's your legacy?
Yeah, what's your legacy?
What's going to happen 70 years from now. I just hope it's remembered, period.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they think it's good or bad. I mean, 70 years is a long time.
Sure is.
I
We'd
mean,
be
I
like
just
at a
hope
100-year
that
anniversary.
I just hope that Reverend achieves a level where it becomes a legacy brand, and no matter what happens, we're ingrained in the industry largely because of the artists we work with too.
Yeah. It's really funny that because there's a couple different perspectives on this, and I see them both very, very clearly in my mind. The company's 27, 28 years old. And when you look at us compared to Martin and Gibson and these companies that have been around for 150, 175,
Centuries.
200 years, right? I mean, it's like we're the new guy all the way. Even Fender. I mean, Fender's is approaching its 100th anniversary, right? We got to be hitting the 100th anniversary of the radio shop anyway. And when you started doing PA stuff, so compared to some of the legacy brands, we are new. However, when you look at how many brands have come and gone in since we've been doing this, it's a lot. It's almost alarming.
Yeah.
And here we are with our artist program growing, and you are doing. I think you're doing the best work of your career. Again, we turn around and Joe's like, check this out. What? I mean, you're still surprising us who are, closest to you, arguably. So, I think we're on our way to I hope we're on our way to establishing what you're looking for there.
Yeah,
because
it's
I can feel it.
We're pushing 30 years.
We are.
So when do you become a legacy brand?
Yeah.
Maybe we have to die first or something. I don't know. Is that how it works?
We can arrange that.
Tune in next week.
Hey, anything to sell more guitars.
Wow, did it get dark in
Wow.
here? Really
Jeff is
quick.
dark.
Jeff is, Jeff's brutal.
Has he had coffee this morning?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just mad because his cat ate his earbuds last night.
Yeah, I am
called him
actually
out in
pretty
person.
fired up about
Yeah,
that.
he came in kind of pissing a little vinegar about
Well,
that.
who does that? He's never done that.
Yeah, but is
He
that
ate
a reason
he
to have
chewed
me
one of my
killed?
AirPods up last night. That ruins the whole situation. It's an expensive snack, and it can't taste good. Anyways, moving on. Brian has a bit more of a lighthearted question. Brian Cusack wants to know what kind of shoes you're wearing, Joe.
Oh, man.
What the? Brian?
Well, I got
I
the
know.
question.
I like Brian.
I think they're
Brian
Levi's
Cusack.
boots.
Levi's boots, Brian.
Yeah, Amazon, $39.99.
Okay.
I am wearing my Adidas, even though you didn't ask.
I am also wearing Adidas.
Yeah.
Danners.
Are we allowed to ask them?
Jump.
Yeah,
Banners.
yeah. Brian, what kind of shoes are you wearing this
Yeah,
morning?
Brian, what are
He's
you
probably
wearing?
wearing his fuzzy feet slippers.
Yeah, pink
Blotting.
bunny slippers.
Pink bunny slippers.
Really comfy
blotting
at
around
home.
Brian's in advertising, which is why we're allowed to make fun of him.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you guys have ever seen the I think it's on Netflix, The Detroiters.
Yeah.
That's actually a documentary about Brian and his ad agency.
There you have
story.
it.
Detroit boy. So Ingrid has another question. Wants to know, Joe, what you think of stainless steel frets and lumen lay side dots, and if we're interested in those.
Okay. Well, we have done the lumen lay side dots, our stock on the Mike Watt base.
They are.
Those are cool. You have to bring those in from Japan. That's a nice product. Stainless steel frets. This is funny, but I actually have them on my guitar because I wanted to try them out, and they're pretty cool. Hard to work on, but you get them dialed in, and they are pretty slippery, and they last a long time. Would I get them again? I don't know. Probably not, because when you do have to do a fret level or maintenance, they're a bitch. And
Yeah.
stainless is hard stuff.
Yeah.
Tonally, I didn't really hear much of a difference. Maybe a little pingy on the top, or a little more brighter, I guess. But I don't think it's anything we're going to be doing anytime soon across our line. It seems to be more popular with more shredding guys,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, it would take a lot of what we do into a different price situation
That too.
because of the labor aspect of it.
Yeah,
sure.
when you have stainless steel frets and you go get a fret level or something, it's going to cost you like 3 times more, maybe even more.
Well, it would significantly add to the price of the guitars.
Yeah.
And for something that's kind of hit and miss in the marketplace,
And not enough people actually want it
not
at this
enough
point
people
either.
really want it for us to want to put it. That's one of the areas where I think we tend to skew a little bit more traditional.
Yeah.
I mean, same with the pickups. We don't do any active pickups outside of Greg's guitars.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's Greg's choice. And it's not that there's anything wrong with active pickup sets and things of that nature. It's just that we have a tendency to be a little bit more traditional and have our sort of that foot in the past, I guess, as we go forward.
Yeah, and then if you look at the big picture, I just don't see a strong enough reason
Yeah.
to have them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see any advantages really to the playing or the feel. The only advantage, in my mind, is they're more durable.
Yeah.
They last, probably 3 times longer. But
Oh, for
again,
sure.
if you got to get it fixed, it's going to cost you 3 times as much. So.
We had a guy that worked here for years, Zach Ward, who used to for a long time. He was doing 5 or 6 acoustic gigs a week.
Yeah.
And he had them on his Martin acoustic or Gibson, whatever he was playing at the time.
Okay, I didn't know.
And
so.
he was burning through frets on his acoustic,
Okay.
gigging that often. And not burning through them like multiple times a year, but I mean every few years he would need to put a fret job on the guitar. And when you're in an acoustic situation and you have electronics in your acoustic guitar that you're pushing through a small PA in the corner of a restaurant or that sort of thing, I think that there's a big tonal difference in an acoustic with stainless steel frets. I think you can really hear it. The difference, but then by the time you mic it and amplify it and EQ it, who cares? Right?
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
again, that would be a durability
and
situation.
that was a durability situation for sure for him. That's what he was.
And
looking
acoustic
for.
strings are generally heavier,
Yeah.
and the action's a little higher, and you have to use more pressure to fret an acoustic guitar, so it's going to be wear on frets faster with an acoustic, I think. But yeah.
But
So
they're
it's-
cool. Just maybe not for us.
Yeah, but it's the type of thing we keep an eye on, and we kind of monitor it and see, what people want, But right now, there's
100%.
definitely not enough demand to switch.
What else got, Jeff?
Joe Matchett wants to know what you think about players that take a perfectly good right-handed reverend and play it upside down, left-handed.
I like that.
Yeah, as long as they paid for it, it's good. I don't care what you do with it after that, but we do make left-handed guitars, though.
Yeah, we do. As a matter of fact, we are this particular double agent is available on left-handed right now.
It sure is. Yeah.
And we've been, and we're also doing a left-handed descent in that Army Green with the gold pickguard. We have taken the left-handed models into some of our crazier colors or whatever it is. Because the biggest criticism that we get from left-handed players is that just don't make it black, don't make it
Black, white, or red.
Don't make it black, burst, or red, right?
Yeah.
So we have a tendency to we try to change them up every year. We try to move them around the line, and so this year, this is this year's left-handed double agent, folks. It's out there.
Yeah.
It's out there.
So Peter Shorn
Hey!
wants to know if you saw Rhett Scholl's comparison of fretboard materials, comparing rosewood maple and roasted maple, and finding noticeable tonal differences.
Who did that?
Rhett Scholl?
Oh,
Oh yeah, I know that guy. He's a YouTube
yeah.
guitar guy. So he did something comparing those different fretboards, and he concluded what?
That there were noticeable tonal differences.
That there were no difference?
Noticeable.
Noticeable differences.
Between rosewood maple and roasted maple.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Why wouldn't it make a difference?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, when you change those type of materials, besides the fact that the surface density is different, it changes the flexibility of the neck as well, depending on whether it's a stiffer or more flexible material, and that does affect overall tone, so that makes sense. Wood matters, despite what a lot of people say. It matters a lot.
What matters?
Jay Hood wants to know if there's a possibility of the PA1 coming back to the lineup.
Sure is.
Working on it
There you go.
as we speak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we want it back. Pete wants it back. We miss it. It's been too long.
Yeah.
Faux show.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It has been. It's been a while. Since the before times. Cool. Well, Jeff, shall we?
Well,
I mean, we've been hanging out for like an hour. That's pretty good, right?
A little over an hour.
I'd like to thank Joe for coming.
Me
It
too.
was good to have you, dude.
Glad to be
And
here,
and
as
we,
usual.
this is, by the way, if you think that this is it for this year, oh, you are.
No, it's just
Oh, it is
You're
gonna
wrong.
it's just gonna keep coming.
the train keeps rolling.
Yeah, we are bringing out a lot of cool shit this year. We are bringing back a lot of cool stuff. We are doing some things that people have said that they wished we would do for a long time, and we're doing them. We're gonna have a hell of a good time launching new guitars this year. So, yeah, keep your eyes peeled. The next month or two is going to be utter insanity for me. This is going to be my last show, my last Friday live show until the 14th of March. I am busy for the next couple weeks. That's just the way the world works. In the first weekend, I think the last Friday of this month, and the first weekend of next month, I will be with our friends Merchant City Music from Scotland at the Birmingham, what they call the Guitar Show UK, because it's the guitar show in
Jolly
the UK.
good.
It is jolly good. It is a blast, and our friends at Merchant City really do an incredible job stocking and distributing Reverend guitars, and they will be at the show with more than 100 of them.
Oh, love
And
those guys.
all I have to do is take myself over there on an airplane, and I can hang out with them and talk
Sit
about
there and
guitars
look
all
pretty.
weekend with all
Yeah.
my friends in the UK. It's going to be great. You'll sit there and look pretty, as Jeff said. Yeah, which is what I do. And then I am coming home from the UK and immediately loading the trailer and heading to Asheville, North Carolina on the first weekend of March, where we are going to be doing a large display at the Asheville Guitar Show. And I would implore everybody who is in the area who can come and support that. Of course, it was questionable whether they were even going to have it this year because but the buildings that they have it in they're out by the airport and they weren't damaged at all. And Nashville, we are trying to get a lot of support for this show and have people travel in and come to this show to support the Asheville
It's a good show.
community. And it is a great show.
big show.
The people that put that show on are the people that do the Philly shows.
Yeah, great
And
people.
it's a great show in an absolutely beautiful area. So come support Asheville. with us. And then 2 weeks after that, Franklin, Tennessee, which is going to be, I think, the weekend of the 21st and 22nd. And Reverend is teaming up with our dealer partners in Nashville, the Tone Central Station. And we are going to have a large display at the Amigos.
Todzilla.
Nashville. Yeah, Todzilla. Todd and Jamie from Tone Central Station will be there with a lot of guitars. And it's fun because we're going right into Rick Vito's hometown. And Vito has a gig in Franklin that Friday night, so we're going to get to hang with Rick. And I'm hoping to have other special guests come down into the area as well.
My dad lives there. You can invite him if you want.
And we'll invite your dad. Listen, only if your dad arranges to bring me one of his really cool guitar gifts. Because your dad is very, very tasteful when it comes to guitar gift giving.
Yep.
And he can come to the show. We can give him some. Actually, have your dad come see me at the show. I'll give him some ideas for you for Christmas at the show. 100%.
Yeah.
And yeah, so look, I'll be out there, folks. If you're in England, come see us in Birmingham. If you're in North Carolina or Tennessee, come see us in Asheville or Nashville. And Joe, maybe we can get Joe to come to the Dallas show with us this year.
Sure.
Let's talk about
Be
that.
nice and warm, won't it?
Yeah, well, that's in May. It's going to be, hopefully, it'll be warm here by
Well,
then.
warmer than Michigan.
Yeah,
I'll
got
take
that
it.
right. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We are just going to say goodbye.